Welcome back to the channel. Last week we took the heads off of my project car to extract a snap bolt. This week we're going to pull the engine off and see what's going on with the clutch. Let's get to it. To start us off in this video, we're going to be removing the cooling system. We're going to disconnect both the radiator hoses and then get everything out of the way. While we're doing this, I realized I haven't really told y'all what we've been working on. This is a 1988 Nissan 300 2x2. As I said in the last video, I've been working on an LS swap. This is actually the first project car I've ever worked on, so I'm learning a lot of this as I go. I've been doing my own maintenance and repairs since I started driving, but this is definitely my first overhaul. Gotta get these knock sensors out of the way so we can make room for our lift plate. After I struggle with them for a few minutes. Until I just decide to go grab some pliers and pinch the connectors. By the way, do not buy the Irwin button style channel locks. The first time I ever used these, they skipped and will not hold in their channel anymore. Now that we got everything out of the way, we're going to get our lift plate screwed down. And we're just going to be pulling out the bell house bolts now. This should be the last thing stopping us from pulling the motor out. This is a really tight spot over here. I had a hard time and scraped up my hand quite a bit. I recommend wearing gloves when you do this type of stuff. Now with those out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get the crane into position, center it over the engine best I can. We're just going to be taking the chains and connecting it right to the lift plate. Now with just a tug and a wiggle, everything should come right apart. Now with the crane, we're just going to go ahead and back everything out and get it fully disconnected. Takes a little bit of wiggling and maneuvering. exactly made for this car. As soon as I got the engine out, though, I knew there was an issue. I did not see any fluid leak, so I decided I'm going to have to remeasure my clearances and make sure they're all tight. I'm going to do this by first measuring the distance between the engine block and the clutch fingers as best I can. They're very close to the face of the clutch plate, so that's where I'm measuring off of. And then we're going to be heading over to the transmission and measuring from the face of the bell house to the face of the throwout bearing. Now with that all measured out, I'm going to pull the throwout bearing out of the way and slip some new shims onto the input shaft. And then sliding the throwout bearing back over the shims. After adding the shims, I remembered I needed to plug a port on my steering rack. I removed the hydraulic power steering and upgraded to electric power steering. If anyone's interested in that, leave a comment, let me know. Now let's get the engine drop back in and everything back together. So when I realized it was going to be a lot harder to get this back in without my leveler, so I found a good spot to drop the engine in the bay, and I'm going to remove the crane and install the engine leveler. Now with the lever on, it is a lot easier to tilt this and get it the input shaft right where it needs to go. Little bit of maneuvering back and forth with it, it will eventually slide into place. After getting the transmission bolted back up, I put the car into gear and tested whether or not the clutch was properly engaging and disengaging the flywheel. And with that all set, we are one step closer to getting on the road. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.